No, just hold on. The sample data. The sample. Okay. So we're here, and I've connected to my data now, right? And I also believe that everybody should connect to their data too. But let me just, so yeah, everybody can connect to their data. So all you just need to do is go to, it's an Excel file. You just click on Excel, connect to the file, where you have saved the file, and then to bring up this. Right. Now, what we are trying to do is, if I open this data originally wherever it is on Excel, now we can see that it has three tables. It has one table which is called orders. It has another table which is called returns, and it has another table which is called people. Now I can combine this order and people because people determines what? It determines the people, these are the sales people. So it determines the sales. And what are we trying to find? We're trying to find the person that is performing the most in terms of sales and profit. Right. So this is the people. And what do these people table and other table have in common? They have the region in common. So you see, we have what? Region here, right? And we have, when we come to people, we have what? Region. So we are going to combine them using this region field, because you need to have something in common to combine them. I don't know if you know how, if you remember sets, when we say, what is the, if for example, you want to combine, we say A union B, for example, you know that he's saying that bring together what is in A and there's also in B. So if you have, for example, you have a box. Let us say, for example, I have box A and box B now. And in box A, I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, and I have 4. And here I have 1, I have 2, I have 5, and I have 6. If they say A union B, if they say A union B, we know the signs of union now. So if you say, instead, if you say A union B, what's in A? That means they are saying that what is in A and in B. That's 1 and what's 2. That's what's in A union B. So we'll be using this kind of same concept, kind of to combine this data. So first, what are we combining? We are combining order. So I bring in order. I drop on this. So what I can do is I can click on this and say open. Right. If I bring in people now, I've opened this. Now if I bring in people, so if I bring in people, what it does it joins the data. Now, like I was trying to explain, I was saying that what is in A and in B. You see, this is like A union B. The union in Tableau is it's a different kind of combination, what do you call it? Combination. It's a different kind of combination. It's not the same as join. But I'm using, when I say union, I'm talking about sets. Right? So it's like you kind of set something. So I can say, I can do an inner join. An inner join means that, let me go back to that. So an inner join, this is what is an inner join. So if it says inner join, it's saying bring in what is in A. So let me put it this way. Don't let me use the union. Say inner join. right join, left join, and what? Outer join. Just like we have here. Have a full outer join, and full is full join, full outer join. So what I'll do is this now, for us to understand it well. So inner join is what is in A that is in B. So in set, that means A union B. What is in A that is in B. If they say right join, they say right join is go and give me all the things that is in right, on the right. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you know what is on the right can also be on the. So we'll go to B. What is on B that is on right? So it will bring out what is on right that is on B. So it will bring out 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, do you understand? But it will exclude what? It will exclude 5 and 6. And if we do the same thing for the left join, it will bring out what? 1, 2, 5, and 6. You will not see 3 and 4. So if you are going to see a proper table of the inner join for A and B, what you have is A, B, you have 1, you have 2, you have 2, and down here you have dash and dash. So you have like it's going to be empty. So you have like it's going to be empty. So you have 1 and 2. So I'm trying to. So for the right join, if you have A and B, what you have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have here 1 and 2. But this last 2 will be empty because it's not, you are doing a right join. So you are not, what's in 1 and 2 is not in 2. I'm sorry, 5 and 6 is not in A. And if you are doing a left join, A and B, then we are first going to counter what is in B. That's the left join. No, what I've done is wrong. So the left join is the thing on the left. So this is for the left join. Is this for the left join? So the right join, what's on the right is B. So for the right join is, we'll first count what is in B. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then for here, we have, no, sorry, not 4, not 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 5 and 6. Then here, we have what? 1 and 2. Then 3 and 4 would not be there because we are called for a left join. But a full out join, would have everything, would be this entire table. If you don't understand, let me know now so that before we start.
Please come again. I don't
Yes,
understand.
I'm confused too.
I don't understand. Thank you.
Okay. So what I'm saying is this. Now let's assume this table 1. This A is table 1. Is table A, and this is what? This is table B. Now we said we should do inner join. What inner join means is when we say join A and B, but inner join, what it means is that give us everything that is in A that is also in B. Inner join. So go and bring everything that is in A that is also in B. That's a simple thing. That's what it means. So if you go to table A, and table B, in table A, what do we have in table A that is in table B? I need us to answer this now, please. So what do we have in table A that is in table B?
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
So we look at 1, 2, 1, 2, but we don't have what 3 and 4 now, right? So those ones will be what? It will be empty, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me use. I'm trying to look for a sign that just denotes like a sign that just denotes empty. So it will be like asterisk, 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 asterisk. So for the right join, right join says first we have to outline. So let me what is here. So what right? I'll just write table A, no table B, then table A. So when you say right join, what you are doing is this. You are just going to compute what is in table A. So what is in table A?
1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, table. Sorry, what's in table B, rather? Sorry.
1, 2,
1,
5,
2,
6.
5, 6.
So we have 1, 2, 5, and 6. Now, what is in B that is in A?
1 and 2. 1 and 2.
1 and 2. So,
1 and 2.
so this part 5 and 6 will be what? Be asterisk, asterisk. That is right join. Left join. So this is table. This is table A, because table A is on the left. So table B. So let me. So what do you have in table A?
1, 2,
1,
3,
2,
4.
3, 4.
1, 2, 3, and 4. So what do we have in table B that is in table A?
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
So this one will be empty. Then if you are doing full out join, you have table A and table B. So full out join means that just bring everything together, regardless. Do you understand? Regardless, bring everything. It can be more complex. I just use the simple column table. Do you understand? It can be more complex, especially when, like say for example, there is supposed to be, for A, I'm using one column, and I'm assuming that this column is their like, so they should have a column that make you able to join them, a column that should be relatable that helps you join them. Say for example, let's say I have table 1 now. On table 1, I have a column, right? I have name, or instead of name, student ID. I have student ID, right? Let me write that as students. So I have student ID, I have a column, I have height, right? And in another column, in another table, I have say table 2. I have student ID, I have course, and I have what can it be? What else?
Age.
Okay. I won't put age there. Let me just put department because we're saying that this table A has to do with the personal appearance of the students, and this one has to do with their studies, right? Personal appearance. So yeah, I can have age too. So if I say I want to join table 1 and 2 together, I can join table 1 and 2 together because they have something in common. And what's that, please?
Student ID.
Student ID.
So you need a field to enable that you can be joined together. So if, for example, I have student ID 1, 2, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have student ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, and 10. You can see what I'm talking about. Now I have other things that are attached to it. Now, if I'm going to write out this join now, it's going to be, if I start bringing them out, it's going to be different because a color is there. So let's say, for example, I have brown, just to give us an insight on this. I have brown, black, gray, black, brown, and black. Now for this person, I have what? Course, I have English. I have mathematics. I have biology. I have chemistry. I have further maths. I have geography. And I have technical drawing, right? If I want to do the inner join for this, or right join for this, table 1. If I want to do the right join for these two tables, right? You know, it right join means that they have the same table, right? I'm joining the table together, so it's going to combine to become one table. So first, the first column will be what? Student ID. So say, let us say for a left join, assuming that this our guy here is the left, table 1 is left and table 2 is right. So for table left, for the left join, what I want to first do is I want to bring out the identity number down 1 to 3, 1 to down table 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and what? 6. And what do I have next? I have a color, right? I have cost. Assuming that all these other columns are not there, but you know, they could also be there. So now I'll now come and bring us in table 1, air color is what? Brown. 1 is brown. Okay, there's no even, so air color is brown, right? Yeah. And here, table 2, the course is what? Table 1, I mean, that's student identity 1. On table 2, the course is what? English. Now for 2, the air color is black. For table 2, the course is what? Mathematics. Then for 3, the F color is what? Gray. And the course is what? Biology. And for table 4, the F color is what? I mean, for identity number 4, the F color is what? Brown. And the course is what? Chemistry. And for 5, the F color is black. And the course is what? Course is not given. So you see, it's empty. For black, for 6, the color is what? Black. But what the color is not given is what? So this is how the table would look like. Do we understand now?
Yes, but what of the ID number in table 2? Would they not?
You are just joining this to your, this is what you want to see. When we say left join, if you want to see everything, you say full out join. If you just want to see, what is it?
That's Sarah, not me.
Oh yeah, okay, Sarah, what do you mean? Can you,
You were talking about it.
I can't hear you
I
properly.
added, I said you do flag.
I can't hear you properly.
Sorry, my voice is cracked.
Okay, let me try and make sense of what
Sorry,
you're
my
saying.
voice is cracked. You can go on, please. My voice is cracked.
Okay. So yeah, so this is, so if you want something else, but most of the time you'll be like, for this case now, because I'm using inner join, because what matters to me is everything has to relate to region. All that matters to me. So you can see now it's saying the data source. In other data source, this order is saying that what there is region. Right? You see, it's asking you, region is the column, because Tableau is smart, it has gone to pick up the region. But just imagine that, let's say, for example, I'm just saying, let me delete all these things that I've done here. But let me just clear the content. So let's assume that in these people now, this region here, let's assume I spelled it like this. I change the A to the A there to O, and I say what? And I say save. Okay, so now I'm using copy, I've saved it, right? And I close it. And this one, I come there and I say what? Close. I'm just saying, no, I close it. I close this. And I start again afresh. Right? You know, I've changed that name because Tableau has read the name automatically, but I've changed the name. So what I'll go there now to do is I'm going to pick that same thing. I know I saved it. Where did I save it? It is it. So okay. So now you see, I've changed that. So I will do the same thing I did before. I'll drag this onto here. I would open this. I can either double click it or just click the drop down and open. So I now drag in what? People. Can you see it's telling me that what did they have in common? Because I spelled the name differently. The name of that column differently. It's no longer seeing them as the same thing. Do you understand? But because I know, I can go to region. Because me, I know, I will just go there and say, instead of, I just pick it. Can you see? Then if we look through the data, it will say, you see it here. Then I can decide. So this is for inner join. So most times when you do these things, you most likely be using a lot of inner and left join. Depends on you, but you use a lot of inner and left join because you want to relate it to what you need. So you want to use the the left as your reference. So that's that as regards to this. If you don't have any question, if you understand. If I don't quickly understand it a couple of times, you understand it even better. So that's that as regards to that. So now that we have done the join, what I can do is I'm looking at this table. I have two regions. I can remove this one. I can say what? I can hide it. I don't need it. Then I can go into the data, the sheet. So I go to sheet 1. I can say, I can name this sheet 1 sales per person. So how do I rename? I right click on this and click rename, or I double click on this and I rename it. So I'll say sales or sales by people, right? So that's it, sales by people. I've created hierarchy before. I'll just go ahead to do that hierarchy creation again. I'll click on the drop down or right click, one of the two. I'll go to hierarchy and I'll say create hierarchy and I'll name it location. And I'll say okay. Now, country is location. What is under country? The last time we said region. And under region, we said what? State. State. And under state, what? We said city. And under city, we said postcode. We also did hierarchy for category. Create the hierarchy. I can say product type. I can call that product type and I put subcategory under it. Right? And we have that. So okay, so now we want to look at the sales per person. Right. So if we are looking at the sales per person, we already have people. We have done the major work. So we can see this is persons. So if I put persons on.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
The region is still showing a text format.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you can change that.
Yeah.
So you just click on the drop down, right? And you go to region row. You go to that geographical row. Then you come to create from. You create from what? You create from the states. You create the region from the state and change to the geographical sign. So we have persons here. And we can put in what? Sales. And we have this. And we can do it what? In descending order. So Anna has the most amount of sales. right? But let me try and do something. Because, okay, so according to the table, right, each person, the person, if you look at this table now, that's the table I opened earlier. Let me look for it quickly. The one on Excel. So I think it's each person to each region. So let us assume that all of them were covering the same region. Then it's, like if you look at person now, so it's saying Anna to West. So Chalk to East and Kelly to Central and Cassandra to South. So it's them per region. So if I put region, if they cut across all regions, then we see it will break down according to their sales in each region. But we can see that each of these people are assigned to one region. Do you understand what I mean? So this is how I would say, and we can even make this better. I said that we want to know the profit, so we can bring in profit into this, right? Just like we did in here. So what I would do now for this is I would make this one. So I'll just do like some editing. So I'll remove the name of persons here. I remove this. So I'll right click on, no, sorry. I'll right click on this and hide label field for row. I'll hide that so I'm not seeing. So I know the names of the people here. I would edit this a little so we don't. So I'll just go and click on format. I'll go to these border lines. I'll go to column and I would say none for these two. I'll go to row. I'll say none for these two. And I'll come to this line here, lines. I'll tick 0. I'll tick none for that. For axis ticks, I'll tick none for that. For this, I'll tick none for this. Do I still have some lines? I still have some lines inside gray. So for the sheet, 0 line, I'll remove that. Well, I don't think I've removed. There's still the vertical one coming there. Yeah. So I'll just check. This one probably be under sheets. I'll make this 0. Still have one line showing somewhere. The grid line, I remove that 0. So there's no line again. So I would want to edit this. I'm sorry, I want to format this font. So I'll click on the drop down that field. I'll click on persons. I'll come here, give it a new font. Also, so I'll change the font there. Right. Then I would edit this column. So I'll use this column. This one I'll probably let me change the font back to 9. Yeah, it's better like this. So for this part, I can remove this. Or better still, I can format it also. And change the currency to remove the decimal places and make the unit maybe like million. No make sense. So let me put I don't even want it there. So I'll just remove it. So I have this. So, but what I can do is I can label it. So what I'll do some additional editing to the tooltips, right? So for example, this tooltip now, the person, I want to edit everything first. Should be this font 9 and everything should be bold. Now for this particular, for the sales, I want to increase the font or down to 12. And I want the sales to be what? To be given to me in, I think we use this color green. So I'll see, so if I come there, so I see the sales of Cassandra. So if I come here, I see the sales, it's there. The one other thing I want to do is now, I want to bring in, I'll close this. Now I've edited this, I say, I can name this sheet top sales. In relation. Let us call them maybe sales manager. So this is top sales in relation to sales manager. So I can rename this, I can give it, make it bold and change the fonts. Let me apply it and see how it looks. I like that. So top sales in relation to profit per sales manager. So what I'm trying to look at now is this. Because I've said profit now, I need to bring in profit into this. And in last class, I told us how to combine two visualizations. So what I'll do is I would click on profit and drag it and put it in front of salespersons here. It will create two stuff for me. Right. So what I want to do is, I told you this max will create 3. It will first create one for profit, to create one for sales, and to create one for what? One for all. So any adjustment you make here will affect us. So for this profit one, I want to change the visualization type to what? I can either I'll use Gantt for it, but you can use shapes too, you can use circle. But so Gantt is what I would use. So I want to use something like this. Then I want to change the color to something that would probably, I used white, but I can do a border effect, maybe in black color. Or I can do a border effect of white and make the stuff itself black. But when we combine it, we'll see what it will look like. We can even adjust it further. So what I'll do now is I'll first dualize it. I'll click on the drop down on the sum of profits and I will dualize it. Now it has gone to change everything for me. It has changed this one, so I don't want it to be, I want it to be in bar. So you return it to bar. So I don't really like it's not so clear. But first, it's still looking like we need to come. That is giving us a different table for profit and giving us a different, so we need to combine it. So I would synchronize the axis. So now that I've synchronized the axis, we see how it looks like. but I still don't like. Let me see first increasing the size. So I still don't like the way it looks. It's not so clear. We can change the color. So this is palette as assigned. So we can still don't like what I'm saying. Okay. The border, make it black. I'll make the color itself black. Let me look for something that has black in it. I can't really see black. What I'm seeing is there's something darker here. No, I'm looking for black. All I'm seeing is gray, gray, gray. So let's see. I think I'll use the light one here. So this one, so we have that showing. So I can, now that it's synchronized, I can remove this, right? So I can remove the headers. And I want to remove all these lines that are showing. So I will edit this. What is divider? None. Rows. None. So now I have this, right? But we can see that on the tooltip, it's still not showing profit on the tooltip. So I want profit to show. And how do I do that? I'll bring profit. I'll just put it on detail. And you see. Or it's not showing. So what I'll do is, since profit is already with, so profit is on detail. They're still not showing. So what I'll do is I'll just click on tooltips here and insert it. Profit. So I'll make sure the cursor is down here and I'll insert profit. So I'll just click on this, insert profit. Now in front of there, I'll just copy and paste this. So it's the same font. Okay, I just type in profit. It's not copying and pasting. So I like this. And what's the, this was font 9. And I'll just align that one with this one by pressing tab. And I change the color to the same color so that the same color. What gray is this? I just select and pick the gray. Taking this one. In fact, what I'll do is I'll make them black rather than gray. Black or this will be black. So it's all black. If I put it here, so you see our profit, but I still need to change I still need to format the, what do you call it, the font, the currency there. So I'll just make this 0. Correct, correct, and this 1,000. And that's it. So we have, yeah. So one more thing, I'll adjust this, format this. So I'll just make this one black. Yeah. So now we have the top. So from this we can see the ones that are doing well the most in terms of sales and profit. But we can see this one is doing in terms of sales more than this. But Cassandra is bringing in more profit than this. Right? That's that. I don't know. Do we have any question in regards to this?
None from my end.
Okay. So I should just move on. So we have like kind of like collapsed the two things inside one. Right. So we have done the profit. And so what I can do is I can change the font. So if I go to tooltips now, I can change the color of this profit. So I can change color. So if you are profit can be in green and sales will be in a different color. So that could be yeah. So and then that would be, let me make it a sharper green cell. Me. Yeah, so yeah. Or whatever color you want to do. And you can also change the color of the name if you want, or the person, whatever color you want to. So you can have like different colors for different stuff. That's that. Then the next thing, that I want to look at is top product. So I was showing us, I said the products that is doing the most. We can check the product that is doing the most generally. We can check the product that is doing the most in terms of the region. Say for example, this is if we put the region on row, I will now put it doesn't even make sense. It's better to use it as a filter rather than So what I'll do is this. Doesn't make sense to do that. So we use it as a filter. So today I will show us like a little bit of filter and parameter. So what I'll do is now is this. So if, for example, we could not, for example, want to find out the products that are doing well the most in terms of sales, right? We'll check that. We'll do it in terms of sales and in terms of profit. But that'll be different. So what I'll do is I'll bring the product name to rows. We'll say you should add all member. I will put what sales in front of column, and we can use the word descending on that. So now we have the list of sales of products. Now, what we can now do is we can come to this sales now and click on filter here, right? So there are two ways of doing this. You can click on filter here, or we can do what? You can bring in sales and put it on filter. I will now, no, not this. Sorry, you can, So, okay, wait. So, show filter, no, filter, show filter. So, okay, so we can do this by filtering from the product name. So if I filter from the product name now, so well, I was doing the wrong thing. So if I bring in the product name, I put it on filter, it brings me to the same dialog. Or if I click on this drop down, I click on filter, it gives me the same dialog. So now I can filter the product in relation to wildcard, in relation to conditions. That's if I want to put a condition or a formula, or in relation to top. But now we want to know the top product. So I can use in relation to top, and I go by field, and I say top 10 in regards to sales, terms of sales. If I apply this, it gives me top 10. But the problem is this is not dynamic, it's fixed. So yeah, I'll just rename this, I'll call it what, top product. For now, I just leave that top product. So it's fixed, right? I can't change it. If anytime I want to change, I have to come to this dialog. I have to edit this every time. So, but there's a way that you can do it without going through all this stress. It's by creating a parameter. And you can create a parameter. I'll just remove this. So I will remove this. So you can create a parameter by coming to filter from here and coming to top and saying, going to by field and click on this drop down and say create a parameter. That's one way to create a parameter. Or you can just create a parameter from here. Create parameter from here. It brings you in the same place. You now say, you can call the parameter top end products. So it could be range. You can have a minimum, you can have a maximum. So we don't really want to, you can be range, you can put a minimum, you can put a maximum, and that's still. But the step is, so how does it change? Is it 1 to 2? If I put 5, that means the parameter is going to change from 1 straight to 5. Do you understand? So I'll just put 1. So if I put 1, it change from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, 5, like that, like that, like that. If I put a maximum 100, we know that it cannot go beyond 100. And things like that. So if I click on OK, this parameter has to be tied to something. So if I say show parameter, I click on this. Now that it has created the parameter, I'll just click on this drop down and say what show parameter. So it shows the parameter by the side. So the parameter can be displayed in different ways. It can be displayed like this. You can click on this drop down to change the way your parameter is displayed. So it's a typing parameter. Edit parameter. So okay. Let me see. There should be. Okay, let me just. There should be other. I think for this kind, there should be other type. But let's just carry on. I'll get to that. So this parameter, if I change this to 5, it doesn't change anything. Nothing is changing. If I change this to 14, nothing is changing, right? So there's a way I have to tie this parameter to this visualization. And the only way I can tie it is by putting it, including it within the filter. So I go to the filter, I go to top, I go to by field, and I say what? By top and products. And I say apply. There are other ways to do this. So it has given me, if I type in, say for example, index, so just trying to, okay, so so what I did here is, if I just double click on this, I type in index and I enter. So I change the index here to what? District. I'll be discrete. So I change to discrete. I'll now bring in this index. I'll put it right behind this to number this. You see this number. I can remove, no, undo. I can remove the label, the field row label. Right, so we know this is product and we know this is the number. Product, we can give it a little format. So every time I change this here, I say top 2, changes to 2. I change this to, say, 5, it changes to 5, right? And again, you can still go further to filter this. So you can filter according to region, right? So you can pick the region, right? So you can use all. You can use, okay. Then you can put this, you can show. So I use all, then I will show filter. So you can see, and I can change this, drop down, right? So here I can go and say top product, general, for all products, this is the top product. For central, this is top product. For east, this is top product. For south, this is top product. For west, this is top product. But what it's doing is this. You see, for west, it's not bringing 5 out. So what it has done is, out of the 5 top products, it's bringing out the top ones in the east, in the west, and in the south. Are you understanding this? So if you go to all, it's giving you all the top products. But out of those top products, which one is top in central? Is bringing that out. Which one is top in east? Is bringing that out. Which one is top in south? Is bringing that out. Do you understand? So do you understand what's going on? Guys, but better still, if I do something, let's say for example, I remove this, right? It brings out, and let me tie the top to the region, and I say, okay, come here to the region here, and I say sort by sales and by the top products, and apply it. Of course, it's not going to. So let me see how this works out. this sense. Filter. So once it works out in this sense. Let me change this to, it still does not change anything. It does not change anything. So yeah, so that's how so so that's for top products. And if you want to include the region, just to know, okay, what region, what product is top in what region, right? That's how you do that, right? So what I'll just do is I'll remove this, I'll keep this, I'll remove the header, I'll remove the lines. What I want to show us now is you can do this top in brackets. You can say top row top. But in this center here, would what? You insert parameter that I've created and we say apply. So you can see top 5 product. So what it has done, it has given us what is in the parameter. So every time I change this, if I change this to 10, you see that this top, it says top 10 product. So it changed to 10. Do you understand? So that's how you can also use this. So what I'll do is I will just give you the same editing I did it here. So that's 15, Abby. So we just I just format this one a little. I remove all the lines first, at least. And there'll be grid line. There's still one line here. Okay. The index, change that to, I think I used this bold, that these two. Product name. Just change this one. These are the products. So if I increase it to 20, it increases to 20 automatically. Right. Do we have any questions so far in regards to this? If I increase this to 15, it increases to 15. So what I'll just do here is I'll do a little editing here also. I take the diet. So I want everything to like have the same as if to I change it. I think I change it. That's all. Not changing. So this one changed, but the title is not changed. I don't know why. Yeah, so I'll try to try and change this. Let's see if this one works. Edit title. Not changing that. Hmm. Not changing that. I don't know why it's not changed. But yeah. I'll see if I can edit it in the dashboard. So do you have any question in regards to this? Or I should just move forward? Guys, have I lost you people? Hmm? So now we know the top sales in relation to profit. We know the top products, right? Then we can also find out, maybe quantity. Let's even let's do something relation to like date. So I did like a time series. I showed us like a time series analysis in relation to like sales and the date. Say for example, we have the date. So the other dates, right?
The cheat doesn't have a name.
And yeah, I would. Oh, okay. Because I already let's see what we need. Sales. Let me just say sales over. Let me just put sales over time for now. I'll look for a better name. So let's just assume we have the other dates, right? On say our so we have and we have the sales. So if I switch this, bring sales and row to switch them, we have something like this. But what this graph is telling us that it's telling us the total sales for 2014, total sales for 2015, total sales for 2016, and total sales for 2017. So if I change this to a bar chart, this is what we have. And what it has done is that pick all those points and just drawn a line. So it has drawn a line from this center to this center to this center and to this center. But now if we change this, you see it's like a dimension now. So if you change it to year, this year, because this is measure. So this is more like a time series. So you see it has changed the kind of like the visualization. But bar charts cannot explain this. See, that's why it's joined together. Bar chart cannot explain this visualization properly. So I change it to what? The line. So this is showing us like a line of. But if you want to even see more clearer, what is showing us, we can check quarterly. That's every quarter. The first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter for 2014. That's so we can see. And we can see for every quarter of the sales, for every quarter, see that the sales drop. Every first quarter, there's a drop in the sales. But even if we want to see clearer again, we can look at the month. Every month, this is monthly. This is monthly. This is monthly. Every point you see there is month, month, month. And we can even go there to see what? We can see weeks. And we can see what? And we can see days. And you can customize it. What you want to see. So, but if I'm seeing days now, if I'm seeing days in relation to sales, how do I even, is there like a pattern? It looks almost like a frequency graph. I don't know if you get what I mean. This is more like a frequency graph. And that's when you see something like moving average. That's when you start using something like moving average to kind of like get a pattern to these things. This give it a meaning. And that's what I was trying to show us in last class. I said that we can create, like we can dualize this, right? Have this and use this one to create a moving graph. And we can do what we can create a moving average. Now, if you see the formula for moving average, you can see that the formula for moving average is moving average the previous 2 days. So there's a way that we can change this, right? So what we can do is we can make this movable. We can make this like adjustable. And the way we can make this adjustable is just like doing like what we did for parameter. So I'll show you what I mean. What we first want to do is create a parameter. We call the parameter moving. No, we call it number of days. Number of days that you want to calculate.
Can you go back to how you created parameter?
Oh, this is for that's calculation. Create parameter. So
Okay.
So yeah, create parameter. Drop down create parameter. So we'll say number of days. So the number that we want to mess with is the number of days that we are using as the previous day for the moving average. Do you all understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So the number of days will be in integers, right? So then the value is we say all list doesn't all range. So we use a range one. So we use a range. We say one. You don't necessarily have to have a maximum. You can say the step size is 5, or you can make it 1. So I'll just make this one 5 for now, and say okay. And number of days, I would show it as a parameter down here. Yeah. And then what I want to do is I want to look for a way to put that number of days inside there. So here it's showing -2. But what I want to have there is this number of days. Right. So to do that, all I just do is hold control. I'll hold control. I'll drag it. I'll call it moving average. And I can edit it. Yeah, just replace this with that number of days. You see, number of days. Right. I will say okay. See, it has reduced to number. If I increase this to say 50 now, you see the adjustment here. If I increase it to 100, you see the adjustment. So it's showing us the pattern of sales according to the average, moving average by 100 days. So the more you adjust it, the finer it gets. So if I put in 20, it's rough. So I want to get it in a way that is almost, say, let me put 30, let's say. It's still rough. Say 40, still kind of rough. Say 50. Let's try 70. We're almost getting something, right? Which is almost similar to going up and peaking at the almost the end of the year and dropping and picking up again at almost the end of the year and dropping, and then coming to pick up again at the end of the year and dropping again. Kind of something like that. Anyway.
Sorry, can you go back to where you wrote the formula for the moving average?
Okay, so So all I just did was, I'll do that again quickly. Undo everything. So assuming I want to create the parameter, let me assume I've created the parameters. So I've created the parameter. Oh, I can't find the parameter again. Okay, sorry. So okay, the parameter is up here. So sorry. Let's assume that I've created the parameter. Right. I'll show us how the parameter looks like. So edit. So this is the parameter. Number of days, integers. Display 1. On display, that will be on display when you see it. It's going to be 1. Current value 1. And the maximum 1. The step size 5. Of course, I can always change. I can always change or leave or whatever. Do whatever I want to it. I don't have to have one. Or it can be, I just put the value there. So okay, so then what I did was I now added these two, added to the show me. Now, what I'm doing here is this. If I double click on this, the formula for the moving average is already there. We can see it. right? But it's saying in the calculation for this, when I did the calculation, when I was showing you earlier, edit table calculation, it's saying this is moving calculation, moving average calculation, and it's saying average previous 2 days. This 2 is days, right? So I'm saying it is fixed. Because it's fixed, we want to change, we want to make it dynamic, and we want to be able to adjust it with this parameter. So these two, we need to change it to that parameter. So every time we're adjusting this, it is adjusting in the formula. Now, instead of like coming here and copying this formula and pasting it, this formula is already up there. So what I did is I held control. I held down control and I clicked and dragged this and I just placed it in the formula calculation here. It will bring out the formula. It will ask you to name it. So I named it what? Moving average. And I enter. I said enter. Then I came here. I clicked on the drop down, or I would right click and I went to edit. And these two here, these two, I will change it to the number of moving average. So instead of having 2 there, what I'll just do is I'll type number, because I've created a parameter called number of moving average. It will bring out that parameter and I'll click on it. And I'll tell it this is the number I want to be at. It's rather than 2. It's the number of days I specify in this place that I want it to change to. That's what I've done. I say okay. So it has done that. So if I put this at 100, it will affect the formula. Do you understand now? Something I've done here. Hmm. I need to understand why it is giving me. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's because I put minimum of 1. That's why it gave me 1 1. So I just wondering why I was doing that. So I just made that amendment now. So you have something like this at 100. So if I have this, what I can do is this. I can superimpose this on one another, just like we did earlier on. So I'll just come here and say dualize it. Of course, it's not synchronized. So the next thing we want to do is what? Synchronize it. So it's synchronized. Then they are synchronized. Now, you see they are the same color. So it will not help you if they are the same color. So you first want to change the color. Say for the moving average, you want to probably change it to blue. And say maybe apply. Then we see that it's blue. Then what we can do, what I like to do is I will change the type of graph that is showing. So I can change it to area. So we can see something like this. But likewise, what I would even like to do, rather than have something like this, I will just do this. I did the number. Have something like have this one, the sales, because we are using. So have the sales. Let me see how that works. I have the sales. Apply, and let's see. It's not a bad combination. So we have something like this, and I would remove all this. Uh, uh, what I can do is rather than I can edit this. I can say let's remove one of these first. For better still, try to do that worldwide. Okay, Now, first we can edit the axis. Now, one of the things that we can do to this axis is remove some things. So we can come to this tick and say, you see now that it's giving us in 10,000, we can change the interval. Can make it fixed, can change it to, you see, if I make it 20, 10, it was doing it in 1,000 before. 20 is not bad, which is fine. Then we can also mess with this a little. Of course, we don't need to do reverse scale. That's what it just does. You get so we can also average sales. Since the sales is going to be up, we can decide to remove the sales. We don't necessarily have to name it, so we can remove that. Right. Can remove that header, and we can remove all these lines that are showing that are making it weird. This one can format the axis. Can remove the date of order. You can even specify the days that you want to get. These years that you can have the year there. We have 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. And then we just remove like the lines. So one of the things that we can remove the lines, and how we remove the lines is like I've been doing before. You format it, and then so sometimes I'm confused which one is which here. But the more you play around this, the more you understand this stuff. So I'll try to remove other lines here. The box, this one. I'm not. Let me see. Yeah, just keep this one and leave this one this way. Then you can, format this one, so we edit this one. Just give it. So what we have here, so I will understand what we have here. What we have here is the sales over time, right? So you can say sales. That's what we have. But then again, what we have done is this for analysis purposes to make sense of this chart to make sense of this visualization, and that's why I've created the moving average. Yeah, but you can see there's almost like a steady, maybe like steady increase of maybe like sales. Just steady. The company is not doing so bad and it's just growing steadily. The sales reduces towards the, when it's going towards the end of the year, then increases again. In middle of the year, that's where finance is lowest. That's the pattern over the years. In the first 3 years, in the first year, there is an increase. There's like an increase up until 2000. But now, if you notice that there's always a decrease kind of in the sales towards the mid-year. And this is as regards to the time series. So you are showing like two different things in this thing. To get. You can also play with the parts how you want it to show. This does not make any sense. This just like plenty dots. So and you can also maybe adjust the thickness of the line. This are broken and this does not. But let's leave that as the one that is there. So let me see if it's something that one. So what can I say? Let me like thickness of the line. Because it looks a little thick. I was thinking I'll just make it like that. So yeah, so this data as regards to that. I'll just edit some of these, format some of these fonts just to give it. So that the same font that we're using all through. Right. So that maybe it's 9. That's it. This it. Right. I think I'll remove this line because I don't like these two lines and these two lines really bother it. So I'll remove that line too. Yeah. So fact you might not even need this guy. All you need is the year because like in the real sense, you're not really checking. This is not really for the purpose of that. It's just to show this. And you can also have something like this for the profits, just to show this kind of movements. Then what we can do is we can create like the dashboard for this. So so what I would do is I would create a dashboard. I'll use automatic. I will first I would put a title. So dashboard, show title. I can say the title of the sheet is I'm just playing around though. So I'll just do like, let's see how this visualization looks like. So okay. I'll just do is, how do I want to place this visualization for it to make sense? Okay. Can have one that is straight, one, the first two straight and the one on the, and I just write a note. So what I can do is this, the horizontal container, no. So I want to have vertical container, two vertical containers. So I have two, so another vertical. So I have two vertical containers, one horizontal container, and probably one other horizontal container next to it. So here, I'll just bring in this. I can bring in one vertical container here. And put this guy here. I can bring in this top product here. The same color here. What I'll do here is I'll mess with this one a little. The no, sorry. So yeah, so I just play around with this here. So I had an index. All right. What should we? This one is so. This is 9. Let's first make everything 9, right? And use that same font. Yeah, and make this one to as the position. This one to this one was maybe they use blue. I remember the name red. Yeah. I just want it to be similar, right? Not like there is anything, just So we are looking at top product. So we are looking at the position, but the way it is, let me see if I can adjust it in a way that see that will check. Okay. Uh, uh, okay. Do you have that? So, like I said, you can have the same thing for profit, right? So you can have like this exact same thing for profit, and it kind of like gives, and these things, right, kind of like give the pattern to this. So we have so on here. So let me create that last one. I'll just create. This is the same thing. I'll just create it quickly. So I'll create that quickly, duplicate, and make it like this is profit, right? And what we are changing here is profit. So first, let's profit. I'll change this to profit. Now I want to replace in my formula. So now I can undo. So now I can duplicate this formula. And I can go into the formula, undo. I'll go into the formula here, edit it, and change this to profit, right? Rather than going through all this stress and doing everything over again. Close it. I remove this moving average and I bring it, this one. So I know it, in my mind, I know that this copy, now edit it, say profit. Then all you just need to do now is dualize it and synchronize it. Right. And then this guy. And this one, just give you the editing that we did the last time and come to this guy. Fix it. You can change this to, let me see what happens. Let me change to 5. Yep, it's all right. I can remove the profit that is there. What did I do wrong now? So yeah. So just to make it look like this other one, use green, I mean. So use green for the profit, right? So I'll come here. And for this other one, I think it's this color, I think. Right. Okay, and we change this one to what to area, something like this. Right. And we have profits. Try say maybe because it's a daily affair. I remember we use the same parameter for both of them. So anything that affects this one will affect the other one. Do you get? So we use the same parameter for both of them. So anything that affects this affects this. So anytime I adjust this, I adjust this to 150. It affects this one too. It affects this one too. If I change this to 1, it affects both of them. Can we see the thing has changed? So yeah, so you can have something like this. I can try to, let me see if I can try to make it a little bit more. Let's see what color, what can I do? Okay, format. So you can do like, you can also, you know, do some layouts, colors and stuff here. Also, you can do like background, give it like some. Let me give it that background a little bit. And this is the third one here. Yeah. So we can see the background. It's not everything that is changing. There's a part that is the background for the visualization itself. So you see that it's just some part of it that is changing, and that part is white. So I can go into the visualization itself and come here. So let me see format here. So I can change it from here. So I can go to background. The sheet background. I can either make it the same color or make it or change something entirely different. Depends on how I feel like it goes with whatever I want to do. So you can like combine like different colors together. That's what it means. That's what I'm trying to explain. So but I'll just stick with the same thing, right? Because the fewer the color, the better, that kind of a thing. But there's still like a divide in this empty space, right? So that one is for the dashboard. So if you go to the layouts for the dashboard, uh, so let me see. The entire background, when I tick the entire, I can change the entire background to, so the entire thing is what I want it to be, and then it looks like this exactly. Right. So, so this is what this is. So this is like kind of like an insight on the sales. So for the past 4 years, in terms of the profit P. Why is that? There's something that is wrong here. So yeah, there's something that is wrong here. Something somewhere here. So this, I need to change this. I think we used something dark that time, right? Okay, I see what was going on here. So it's using that same color for profit, you know. Yeah, yeah, that's what's happening. So that's why you have to look for something that, you know, something that really colors that will not. So if I was going to do this like later, what I would have done is this. I'd have used maybe probably, okay, let me try and do that now quickly. What I would have done is used maybe this color for this, right? Where's the border? So for this one, I'll now change this. So, that's not what I'm supposed to do. So this profit remains here, and this one moving average here. This one that will now be green. Thank you. So I kind of like retain the same thing in a way, the same color that I'm using to get. So that the color combination like is not too much. And with this I can like show what I have, and you can interact with it. If I change the number of products now, you see I can change it to 5, I can change it to 27. You know, I can change whatever number I want to change it to. If I wanted to include, let us assume that in this, let us assume that in this one here, I wanted to include region, you know, and I already put in the filter. I say apply. I say okay, show me the region, show me in the filter. You know, I have it, and I make it like a drop down. And I come to the dashboard, right? I come here, I say, I'll come to this space here. Sorry, say, you know, under filters, show region. See, that's the region filter. You get. So this is filter that's showing us here. And I can change the type of filter, you know, it's kind of this that I can want, you know, drop down. And do you know that funny enough, I can tie everything in this place to this region. Now it's giving us all. So I can filter with this entire region. Like I can filter this thing so I can do it according to one region. But of course, it will not affect this one because this is already region. This is already according to region here. So this data should just be. I don't know if you have any question. So have I confused you then?
Not exactly. It's not just easy doing it as you're doing it on our own system.
And
It's not possible for us to follow, you know, as you're doing it, but after looking at the video, they look simple anyway. After looking at the video, we should be able to get it through.
okay. But
And if there's anything difficult, we'll surely get back to you on some of it.
okay. But for me, what's most important, even beyond getting it in class, is understanding why you're doing what you're doing. And understanding the concept behind it. That's what me I always like to like get people to understand. So people are always like, they want to do what I'm doing, but mostly it's about understanding. So if you understand what I'm doing, then you know why I'm doing it. Then you can even apply a different idea by yourself. You understand? You don't have to go through it the way I went through it. But what I'm just trying to show here is, okay, number one, I'm trying to show how to edit to make sure it's correct. Like in a way, you first formatting your presentation, even the way you show your presentation, the way you put it together, the colors. You don't want the colors to be too much. You want it to just be, because the color is too much, you're looking fun. You want everything to be well aligned in a way that the person that is looking through it's looking presentable, the font pattern and this thing. Then aside from that, that's in relation to presentation. Then aside from that, the things that you want the person to see. Of course, yeah, I can, like, for example, I can come in and say, in this place, I come in and say, I want to label these things. I want to label the sales. So sales label text. You see, it has label there. I can say I want to label it. But I don't really like I don't really like that. So what I do is I make use of my tooltips. So I make sure my tooltips are clear enough rather than using that label. Understand? If I put on it already, to tell you the profit and the sales, which that's what you are looking for. You understand? So if I click on this, it tells you maybe randomly it tells you the position. I don't even need to put this position. So for example, now I can just remove this. Say, let me say for example, exclude no maybe. So let's say for example, I remove this. For example, I go to edit now and format rather. And I'll just to make sure that it aligns with the other one. I come here. You see, I don't have that again. All I have is so all I have is this. But what I can do is now, because I don't have that, I'll put it in the tooltip already instead. Rather than what I do is I just put it in the tooltip. So it shows the position, of that where is it called? So if it's in detail. So if it's in tooltip, it shows the position. Let's see. So it shows the position. So what I just need to do is let me return this to the way it is and come back to the dashboard. So it's showing the position already. So I don't even need to keep that position there. So it's telling the position so automatically when you just come here, it says 20. That one is this, that's that. So that's why. Then in terms of the play here, when I was talking about the formula, how to do all these things, I was trying to explain to you. If I write the formula out to you, you might not really understand. But seeing the formula, seeing the way it is, that okay, what we are changing, this is what we are changing, that's what we are changing is easier. Kind of. I think, I don't know if it helped. So that's one way to look at it. So maybe in the next class we'll look at one more thing in parameter and look at some other things in maybe like the scatter plot. And then I think that's mainly I've shown us pie chart, and I know we did not create like a dashboard with a pie chart, but of course you can always do that. Whichever we'll do 2 more classes. We'll do we'll do the what's it called? We'll do the parameter and scatter plot and one other one. Then if you guys don't understand anything, then we can go into and look at the last whatever you guys don't understand, and then I think we should be fine on Tableau so far. So yeah, so I don't want to take any more of your time. If you have any question, maybe as you practice, like you said, and you need clarification, you can reach out to me. I'll do that. I think it looks even better this way. So yeah. So yeah, that's that as regards to that. I'll just do. So yeah, so that's that as regards to that, and yeah, so this is how you present. You can go into it and look at them individually, something like that. Yeah. So That's that. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining. If you don't have any further question, I'll stop sharing now.